We come to the site here, and the first things we see are this little rock wall and this information signage. The rock wall serves a purpose of encouraging people to stop here, to look at the petroglyphs without going onto the site, and to be respectful. The signage was placed by Friends of Sierra Rock Art with the Washoe Tribe, the Tahoe National Forest, who owns this land, and the Sierra Nevada Alliance. Our hope with the signage is it will encourage people to learn a little bit about the site, to appreciate it, to realize it's a sacred site to the Washoe people, to see how you behave at a site, and to allow the site to nourish them and touch them by having a little bit of a knowledge about it. When I bring groups here, I like to give them some education. I'll talk about the Washoe people and their ancestors. The ancestors of the Washoe were native people we call the Martis, because their artifacts were found in Martis Valley near Truckee, not too far from here. The Washoe ancestors spent time in this side of the Sierra, roughly from 500 AD to 2000 BC. So we've got petroglyphs here that go back 1500 to 4000 years. They probably spent summers over here and then went back over the east side for winters. And they certainly came back to these areas on this side over and over for many, many centuries. They were prolific petroglyph makers. Their petroglyphs are found in 5 consecutive counties here in Northern California, in Plumas County, Sierra County, here in Nevada County, neighboring Placer County, and also El Dorado County. So there are probably at least 150 sites that we have learned about over the years, and there are probably more than that. Carrie Smith, who was the Cultural Resource Manager for the Tahoe National Forest, asked FSRA, our group, Friends of Sierra Rock Art, to develop guidelines for young people about how to behave at a site so not to cause any harm. Our thinking was the best people to do that would be young people. So we approached a high school in Nevada City, California, called the Sierra Academy for Expeditionary Learning. We got a group of students to work with, high school students. We took them to a couple of sites, show them how we record sites and monitor sites. We did some classroom presentations. So we gave the students a set of guidelines for developing signage to encourage positive behavior that were created by Matt Podolinsky, who did that for his master's thesis. The students then developed a series of guidelines that we now have at information at a number of different sites. It's 1 page of a 2-page information sheet, and I'm going to read to you the guidelines the students came up with. Please walk around petroglyphs. Walking on them wears them down. Please walk without walking sticks with metal tips near images. Metal tips can cause damage. Please appreciate glyphs through observation without touching. Preserve the original images without adding your own. Please leave the natural environment around the images as it is. Keep locations of confidential sites confidential. Too many visitors will increase damage to a site. Call the Forest Service if you see someone doing damage. Often sites are damaged because people don't realize their actions can cause harm. We need your help preserving them. Imagine these sites in perfect condition. Allow these places to touch you and give you a sense of awe. Before we leave this site, I want to talk about some of the other features that are around us. Part of what I find amazing about this location is what I call the juxtaposition of so many different time periods, so many different worlds, so many different realities, all here at this one spot. Obviously, you've got the petroglyphs, which we talked about. We've also got the Donner Pass, which is just to the west of the site where the native people walked back and forth from one side of the Sierra to the other, and later where wagon trains were used to come into California. We're right near Donner Summit, which is over 7,000 feet. So people came back and forth here at the summit for many, many centuries, for thousands of years. Some of that was for trade, to trade for salt, obsidian, for resources, for fish, and so forth. So that was a major part of this route, and a major part of the petroglyphs being here is because it was a trans-Sierra route for ancient people. We've got Donner Lake, which was certainly a major resource for native people. It was created during the Ice Age, so it's been here for many thousands of years. We have the Rainbow Bridge, or the Donner Memorial Bridge, which was dedicated in 1926. Over here to the south, we have where the Transcontinental Railroad was built in the 1800s. Below that, the rock wall, which is called the China Wall, which was built by the Chinese. To the left of that, we have a rock surface that's used for rock climbing. So we have rock climbers climbing on that and other surfaces in the area. To the east here, right next to the site, we have the old Highway 40, which is now Donner Pass Road. Old Highway 40 was a transcontinental interstate highway that went from San Francisco to Atlantic City, New Jersey. It was before Interstate 80 became the main interstate thruway when it was built in the late 50s and 1960s. And then if you go to the south of this, to the west of this site, go past the outcrop the site is on, there's a ravine, you go up past that ravine to another outcrop, and then work your way over to the cliff face to the south. You have where the Lincoln Highway went through this area. The Lincoln Highway was dedicated in 1913. It was the first cross-country roadway in the United States. And then below the Lincoln Highway, which I find really fascinating, is a hand-painted sign advertising a hotel in Truckee. When I started coming up here 35 years ago, I could just barely read that sign. Over the years, it's gotten a little harder to read. The sign itself was painted somewhere between 1913 and 1926. It's advertising the New Whitney Hotel in Truckee. And if you stop and look at the sign, I'll tell you what it reads. It starts off, steam heated New Whitney, Truckee, we invite inspection. I found that sign particularly fascinating and unique, and one of multiple amazing features at this site, to which the petroglyphs, in our view, are the heart of the site. Thank you for watching this video. We hope it helps you visit the site and have a meaningful experience. Also, that you've learned how to behave at a site in a way that causes no harm, and to respect the site as a site that's sacred to the Washoe people.